Guess what? It's time for our weekly roundup, where we dig into the details of what's gone on in our tincubator this week, in 10 minutes or less. It's episode 6, and this week we've been all about our custom builds, including hand assembly of our custom hybrid boards, getting in some custom purple boards from JLC, and chatting more about going from prototypes into full-blown products. Let's hit the intro.
All right, friends, it's that time of week again where we glimpse into the world of tincubate, everyone's favorite wireless electronics team, right? I'm Marianne from tincubate, and you can read all about who we are and what we do online at tincubate.com. And now remember, before we start, just make sure you give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. Share with your friends, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff that other YouTubers tell you to do. Don't forget, your comments on social media and on these videos help us decide what to dive into for our next weekly roundup. So keep those questions and comments flowing. This week, I'm going to talk really briefly about these two custom boards, and then spend most of the time talking about a question that we got on TikTok about how to take something you designed with a proto board and turn it into a real live product. First up, let's look at this guy that everyone keeps asking questions about. On social, I've been really vague on purpose about what it actually does. And that's mainly because we're building it for a client and we want it to be kind of kept a bit of a secret because it's an integral part of their solution offering that they're going to offer to their clients. So I can't say everything about it, but I can say it is a set of sensors and communications. It's an IoT product and it will be part of a property management solution to monitor performance. This is a great example of the types of IoT applications that we build. It's always there. It's going to sit somewhere on the property. It's going to monitor, report, and give peace of mind to property managers about a specific item. And the software platform built on top of it can then help businesses make decisions to be more efficient with operations. They can be more proactive instead of reactive for things like maintenance and service. So it's a really great example of the power of tech and where we're at right now and what you can build for it. The other thing I wanted to show quickly is our little purple board. It is our first time getting a custom board from JLC that's purple, which is kind of exciting. I know color isn't that exciting, but it is different and fun. So what this is, it's power circuitry and it's in a small form factor so that we really just wanted our own board where we could control power in the way that we typically do for our products. So we did a custom board, we're going to assemble it, and it's going to be really fun. So all our different boards that we plan to do in sort of a modular form factor like this, we're hopefully going to have them all in different colors, and that way we can easily grab the ones we need. When we've got, the drawer full of green boards, it's easy to find this guy. So stay tuned for more on this one. Okay, so the main topic today is going to be this question that's popping up on our TikTok. It was a great question. We could probably do a series about it every week, and it would still take over a year to probably go through all the nuances of what you can actually do. So the comment I want to focus on here, it was posted on one of our TikToks about the feather form factor Northern Mechatronics board that we use in the off-the-shelf design I just showed. So yeah, here it is. This is the feather form factor board in all its glory. And the question is, how do you go from a proto board like this, or maybe like this, which is the dev kit for that board, or anything else, into an actual product? What are the steps? What do you do? So, I can tell you the simple answer. The simple answer is you contact us and we help you do it. Obviously, this is what we do all day for companies and for people. But, we're not here to sell services for this. This is all about education and having fun with electronics. So I'm going to talk through it a little bit, but again, really high level because I'm trying to do this in 10 minutes or less. And this topic is just a beast of a topic. So I expect comments, I expect questions, bring them on, and then we can start making more content around those questions because this is what we do all the time. Okay, so I see that the example is asking about the NXP Cortex M4. And for this discussion, I'm going to switch it to the Ambic Apollo 3 Blue, which is from an MCU from Ambic Micro. And it's also an ARM Cortex M4. It's actually an M4F. So if you wanted to design something this is their proto board, using a board like this, and you want to build it into a product you can sell, you've got some options. So all of them really depend on how much money you want to spend and how many of them you want to make and sell. Like, what's the effort that you're looking to do here, really? You could start off with a more simple option, which is using off-the-shelf materials. You can actually use the dev board that you use to build your prototype right in it, maybe even in a smaller form factor. So I'll show you one that we've done. We have an entire video dedicated to this project on our YouTube channel, and I'll link it in the notes as well. But what we did was we had this guy, which is the SparkFun Explorable. We took that, and we took this guy, which is a power buck. Sorry, this one has wires. It's the only one I can find in our drawer. And we took this RS-232, and we simply put them together in a box that we just bought, that you can just buy off the shelf, because we were only making a small batch of these, and I mean, like, we made 10 or less of these. That's one path. The more you want to sell, the less you'll want to be having 3D printed trays and little things. I mean, these boards cost a lot more than this component itself. This whole board saves you some time and effort, but the board, this one's retails for $50. You can get the module for probably $20 on its own, so you can save a lot of money as you go into bigger volume. So that's where custom comes into play. So for the purpose of this, I also brought in this. This is one of our custom boards. This is an entire product. It does all the functions that this did, but the form factor is this size, okay? So same thing, it's just a little bit smaller. It's a clean custom board. This is very easy to manufacture, but this is an example of the size and the case that you can get, and you can put this into. This one has everything on board, easily fits inside here, and then we actually have an antenna that's stuck inside the top of the lid here. So that's a completely self-contained product. This is much more cost effective to build per unit, but there's an associated cost of actually getting the boards built, getting them designed, manufacturable, all that stuff. So that's what we do here at tincubate all the time, but it can be expensive. There's different options available. You can go ODM, which is where you're getting someone else to design it for you and manufacture it for you. So if you go to like PCBs, I'm pretty sure does it, you can get them to actually build your board as well, like design it and then manufacture it and send it to you. When that happens, often the case is that they then own all the IP. They own the design. It's not yours, it's theirs. It's not great if you're trying to build a business, but it is great if you don't have the skills you need and you don't necessarily have as much money as it would take to do the engineering yourself. What you need is an electrical engineer or someone who knows how to do schematics and board layouts and understands the different constraints that different components will have. So that's what you need to do. Again, I recommend using companies like ours because we know how to do it really quickly and efficiently, but know that there is a big cost associated with it. And then what you're doing is then when you start selling it, you need to not only recoup the cost of per unit, say this costs $20 per unit to build or whatever, you need to recoup that. You also need to be able to recoup all of the NRE, the non-recoverable engineering. So the time it takes to actually build it, write up all your firmware, formalize the code, things like that. And then also, if you're doing volume, like this is designed to manufacture at scale, you need to make sure you have your certification paperwork in place. And when I say that, I mean regulatory certifications. I mean, if it's powered, go find that TikTok and all the stuff I was talking about last week in episode 5. Again, it's all about finding what you're trying to do with your product and finding the right way that fits within the budget that you have to work with and what you can actually recoup. Don't do all this custom work if you're going to sell 5 of them total and you're going to sell them for basically the cost that it costs to manufacture them. That's not going to be viable to do custom work for. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope this has helped. Comment, let us know what else you want to hear more about. I've got tons of stuff in the queue for social, but if there's something specific you want to see, let us know, and we'll see you guys next week.